What's up, guys? This is Pi, the senior editor with SR Lounge, and we got a new little product here. We got Melissa Rodwell's Fashion Photography Exposed DVD about a week and a half ago, and I've been viewing it and I want to do a little product review on it. It is a fabulous DVD filled with tons of content. Now, for those of you guys that don't know who Melissa Rodwell is, she really needs no introduction from me. She is one of the big names in fashion photography and an incredible photographer. Her work stands on its own. Go check it out. I don't need to prop it up. But basically, she created a website called fashionphotographyblog.com, and it became one of the biggest fashion photography and photography blogs in the world. And that was kind of her inspiration for creating the DVD, the Fashion Photography DVD, which kind of covers literally everything fashion photography. So let's talk about first what's on this DVD. Basically, what you can expect to find is it starts out going through wardrobe, a little bit of makeup, teaching you guys basically how she goes through the process of selecting clothing for her models and going through the shoot. It goes into lighting setups, equipment, what she's using. The lighting setups are really nice. It has a lot of cool diagrams, and it talks about different commonly used lighting setups in fashion photography. We actually see the shoots, and I think there's 3 shoots as well as 1 in the bonus footage, so that's 4 total shoots. 3 are studio, 1 is location, I believe, which are awesome. You get to see Melissa in her element working. Great stuff. 2 interviews, 1 with a Genlux editor and 1 with a modeling agency. And then it goes through basically general business tips and advice from Melissa. And in the bonus footage, there's also a section where basically Melissa, it's kind of like a show and tell, where Melissa is showing you images and then kind of talking through the vision and the process of how each one was shot. Now, let's talk about what we loved about this DVD. This DVD really excels as far as teaching you lighting and photography. The lighting chapter itself basically has all the basic, basically all the common and most used fashion photography lighting setups. It has their names, and what's great is that it shows 3D diagrams of each one. So it shows you a 3D diagram where all the lights are placed, where the model's placed, the camera, everything, along with camera settings. And then it goes into the actual shoot itself and shows you how it's done, where Melissa's basically interacting with the model and everything. So it's beautiful as far as that goes, and there's so much educational value just in that stuff alone. The other thing that we really loved was Melissa gave some amazing business advice with some really great tips as far as pricing goes, as far as dealing with agencies, how she recommends breaking into the industry and stuff like that. We also really loved the bonus footage, all the shooting stuff, and even her walkthrough of that show and tell session where basically she's talking through and describing everything. There's so much to learn just from that itself, that it makes it a really, really valuable DVD on its own. Now, that's not to say that we don't have a few areas of critique. Number one, the production value on this DVD was awesome. And you're probably saying, well, what's the critique then? Well, the video is amazing, the angles are amazing, the lighting is amazing as far as the production value in the actual educational DVD. The one thing that we noticed, though, was that for a DVD with such high production value and with a high cost, there was an audio sync issue that we thought that probably shouldn't have happened in such a high production value DVD. The audio sync issue is kind of throughout the DVD where the audio is off by a few frames, and in some places it's off by 1 to 2 seconds. Not a huge issue, but it is a little bit annoying, and it kind of pulls you away from the DVD at times, kind of pulls you out of the zone because you're just watching the syncing issue. Number 2, one of the interviews in particular wasn't incredibly useful. The interview with the Genlux editor wasn't super helpful as far as information. There were some good bits of information, but a lot of it was just kind of not very, very helpful. But that was kind of taken care of by Melissa's interview afterwards, where she gives you a lot of that business advice that wasn't provided in that first interview. Number 3, the last thing I have was that I wish this DVD was actually playable on a DVD player. As it is right now, it's actually only playable on your computer. Maybe they'll have other versions of it that are playable on a DVD player. But there were some times where I was like, I wanted to work out and watch the DVD while I was working out, and I couldn't because it's not playable on a DVD. Either way, these 3 issues are not huge issues. They're just small bits of critique that we had, and they don't by any means overshadow the overall quality of this DVD. Overall, we would say it's a definite buy, and it is SR Lounge approved. An awesome DVD, and I do want to say that it is for certain people though. At $300, this DVD isn't for amateur photographers that are just getting into things, that are kind of just starting out. It's an expensive DVD, and it's meant for really those that are serious about their fashion photography, those that want to become professionals, and those that want to invest in their education. Overall, this DVD will put you by far ahead of just getting a book, because what you miss in a book is that interaction. You miss basically being able to see Melissa on set. You might learn lighting setups from a book, but you're not going to see how she interacts. You're not going to get the business advice. You're not going to get all those tips directly from Melissa, and you're not going to be able to see, and that's really the most important part, is see how she interacts with her models to get the shots that she does, how she moves on set. So that's extremely valuable, and this DVD will put you ahead of, all the books in a much shorter time. It's much easier to get through than reading 10 books on the subject. There's one caveat which I want you guys to be aware of, which is don't think that buying a $300 DVD on fashion photography is going to turn you into amazing fashion photographers overnight. Melissa says it herself that becoming an amazing photographer is all about shooting. And a lot of the scenes and a lot of the setups that she's doing is going to be just not available to someone that's starting out. A lot of the equipment and the lighting setups that she's using are very expensive. The studio locations, they're things that aren't really accessible to new photographers that really haven't shot before. But there is a lot of great stuff that she talks about, whereas you can use natural light to pull off a lot of these scenes. You can go to locations that are available. But don't think every single thing is going to be approachable straight out of the box just because you've seen the DVD, because some might be a little bit impractical when you're just starting out. So we'd recommend this DVD for those that are serious about fashion photography. You want to become fashion photographers, whether you're an amateur starting out, as long as you're serious and you're ready to invest and put the time in, it's an incredible DVD to give you a jump start. It's SR Lounge approved, and Melissa, congratulations, because Fashion Photography Exposed is awesome.